who have been to school, and you know each and every teacher has a nickname. Do you know yours?
No, not yet.
Do
Not
you
yet.
have it though?
I don't know. I don't
So are
know.
you telling me that all these teachers they never knew these nicknames which I have? Hi guys, welcome to All Things Careers with Mfumere. If you are joining us for the first time, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And to all the returning viewers and the subscribers, thank you very much for liking, subscribing, and commenting onto our videos. This episode is brought to you straight from Gym Galalume, where I was groomed and bred, and also where Ellon was groomed and bred. So today we are sitting with Ellon Mabunda. He did biochemistry and biochemistry and biology. I got it right. Biochemistry and biology. So is currently a teacher. If you want to know more on the transition from biochemistry and biology and teaching, how it went about, stay tuned. We'll be talking about. Ellon, I don't want to say much about you, but you know yourself better than I do. So I'll give you an opportunity to say, let's introduce yourself. Who is Ellon? Yeah.
Elon is a very simple guy. So sorry. Hi, Mvumeri,
Yeah.
along with the viewers. Thank you for tuning in. So Elon is the very simplest guy that you can find. Then I grew up here in Guyana, of course, Jim Galalume. But then I spent a little bit of my life in Johannesburg, Soweto, Bramfisher. But then I moved to Jim Galalume permanently back in 2009 while I was doing grade 6. Then I was doing my primary level in Jim Galalume in Andangalalume Primary School.
Okay.
Then from grade 8 I was in with Jim Rangani till the end.
Okay. So this episode is going to be a great episode. This is my homeboy. He grew up while I was looking at him, and I also grew up while he's looking at me. So we got to motivate each other, know a little bit about him, and also know a bit about myself. So the first thing I want to know, what triggers you, or what career you wanted to do growing up? You know, there's something that you wanted, and there's something that you are currently doing. For me, I wanted to be a soldier, but it never happened. So for you, which career did you want to do? Which one?
Yeah, for me, the very first career which triggered my mind was being a medical doctor. Then that's when I said I have to do sciences when I get to grade 10 so that I can be a doctor.
So you mentioned that you did your grade 8 to grade 12 while you are still at Jim Rangani. So what will you say that triggered to say, no, I want to be a doctor? Did you see someone, did you watch series, or was there someone who was motivating you to go along that side?
I can't say there was someone who was there, but then or what happened is that we are exposed to social media, television, and whatsoever. Then I got so amused when I saw doctors helping other patients, something like that. So it very triggered my mind that being a medical doctor may be a very good career choice.
So do you think social media plays a role in our life in type of careers which we will want to choose? Like,
yes,
does it influence you to say?
It does influence, but then we all know that then people are using social media in a wrong way nowadays. But then if you can check, social media can also play a very big role because most of the young people are also exposed to social media and they're always there on the social media. So I myself got to be exposed to be a medical doctor while I was just moving through the social
browsing,
media, browsing through the social media platforms.
Okay. So I understand now that social media played a role on which stream do you want to go to. Did you consider your grade 8, grade 9 subjects while choosing to say now, because I think Jim Rangani had a science stream and what was the other one? A commercial stream at the time. So did you consider that while choosing to say now I'm going for the science stream, or do I have to take? Did you consider your marks, or you only because you wanted and you feel like no, social media contributed and I feel like I want to be a doctor? Do you decide based on marks, or based on what you feel like now this can work?
Now, what you feel like has to go hand in hand with your marks. You can't say you feel like being a medical doctor but not performing very well in your natural sciences back in grade 9.
Yeah.
So for me, I considered also my marks, although I was also performing in economic and management sciences, but then I was so attached to being a medical doctor, and I was so attached to being my curiosity has driven me to being so curious about science and wanted to know more about sciences.
Um, grade 10, grade 11. How were your marks? Now you've decided that I'm taking a stream for science, and how were the marks there? Were you passing, or you were just an average student? How did you go about?
Yeah, I was passing. I can't say I was average, but then I was passing.
Yeah.
Doing my best in all, but one of the subjects which I had problem with in grade 10 and 11 was mathematics. But then I think it was all about not being dedicated, playing too much and whatsoever. You know, in school we have peer pressure and whatsoever. But then when I got to grade 12, that's when I realized that I can really do maths if I can give myself time with my books.
So there's always that myth which they say maths is difficult, and coming from a school which is located on a village, most people tend to not believe on themselves to say they can do maths. It's very difficult. Did you how did you strike the balance to say, okay, now I've noticed that I'm not doing well in my mathematics, but now when I go to grade 12, it's something that I want to balance my marks so that they can at least give me an accommodation on a certain institution. Do you cut some of the things which you are doing? Do you practice more? Do you consult to someone else? Do you read question papers? Which methods were you using? If listing now want to help someone who's doing grade 12 or doing grade 11 and they're struggling and they want to at least improve on what they're currently feeling, how did you work it out?
One thing I had in mind is to balance my subjects. Then I got to scrutinize which subjects are not difficult for me, just like life sciences. I used to pass life sciences very good, and physical sciences. But then I saw that my mathematics was very low. So I considered much of my study time being practicing mathematics, knowing that I was very naughty in grade 8 and 9.
Yeah.
That's where the basics of mathematics are. Once you have missed those grade 8 and 9 basics, you are most likely to struggle.
You mean that grade 11 and grade 8 and grade 9, it's where you get your basics. So it means should you miss those basics, now you need to put more effort when you're doing grade 10, grade 11 and 12 in order to go and carve those basics. Because I remember this other teacher while we were doing grade 11 and grade 12, he likes reminding us that let me do this English grade 9. So it means those basics now start applying when you get to grade 10. So if you miss them, then you need to go and revisit those things by yourself without a teacher instructing you.
Yeah, but for me, I got lucky. I got to have some few guys who helped me with the basics. Just because you can't do application while you don't know basics.
Yeah,
you have to start from the basics. Then that's when you can be perfect with application. Although also with my teacher, she was very very helping, Miss Masangu. She was very helping. I used to go to her helping me with some of the equations and whatsoever. So I got to learn how to apply mathematics in grade 12.
Also grade 12, then that's when you start. So remember now, when you need to apply, they require grade 11 marks.
Yes.
Which institution did you apply to, and were you accepted immediately, or you have to wait for your grade 12 result in order to be accommodated?
Now remember, I wanted to be a medical doctor.
Yeah. So
But
yeah.
I saw that my mathematics is not good in grade 11.
Uh-huh.
So I never forced myself to go straight into medicine because I just saw that I will get rejected with
Yeah.
immediate effect. But then I went to the internet, searched careers which are relevant to medicine.
Okay. Yeah,
Then
I was about to come there to say,
mm,
how did you now decide to say, Esh, I'm no longer going to do medicine, but I'm
mm,
going for uh, biotechnology and biology.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I decided to say, okay, I cannot be accepted as a medical student. Then I have to do something relevant. Then I searched through, and then nursing was also an option. But then I never liked being a nurse or
Yeah.
something. I wanted to be a medical doctor. But then I went for, when I was in Univen, they explained to me that okay, they said that biochemistry is it's pre-medicine.
Yeah.
So if you go to biochemistry, it will be simple for you to transition from
True.
biochemistry to medical doctor. So I went for biochemistry and biology.
So did you know while you are still while you were applying, or you knew when you went to an event to say, okay, this is the one that maybe I can take instead of me going for what do you call medicine?
Medicine, yeah. Yeah.
So you knew when you are there, or while you are still in grade 12
I knew while I was there, I was in
at
university.
university.
Yeah.
Okay. So which course did you apply? So it means when you were the late appliers.
No, I wasn't the late applier. I got admitted. I got accepted back in, I think it was November or December.
So
I
you were
don't.
applying for.
I was applying for biochemistry.
How did what made you to apply for biochemistry? Did you go for, so because you know what I'm trying to understand now?
Yes, yes.
You knew that this one can be a pre
Yeah.
thing,
Mm.
but you knew it at Univen.
Yeah.
Did you go there for something else in order for them to explain that, or what happened? Why were you at Univen at that time?
By that time, I went to Univen. I went to Univen. I was accepted for botany. I think it was botany and microbiology.
Okay.
So, but then when we were getting orientated, I just got that information that if you do biochemistry, it's a pre-medicine medical course,
So
meaning you can transition better.
so
So
it was easy for you to
it was
swap. And
it was very easy.
so that's why, there's this thing I always advise people. If you get an opportunity to apply,
Hmm.
even though sometimes you might not meet the requirement,
Yeah.
but apply. Or even though you might not know all the course, because the moment you get accepted to that specific institution, it's not as difficult to swap course as it is to get admission
Get me.
to the institution. So did you only apply because, okay, there's that thing, us from Limpopo, ne? We don't want to go to Univen.
Mhm.
11, I need to at least go to Gauteng and everything. At least when you got a chance while you were still young to be in Gauteng, so you knew part of Gauteng. Why do you only apply to Univen, or why do you decide that, nah, man, I can go next door? The same thing that they're going to teach me while I'm in UJ, they might teach me and while I'm in Venda.
No, I was very ignorant when it came to applications back in
Okay.
2015 while I was in grade 12.
Yeah.
Uh, to my surprise, if I can tell you now that I applied on the 29th of September with
So it was a
Univen,
day
the day, the
before
closing
the
date.
closing date.
That
Yeah.
was the closing date. But then I got lucky. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
But then I was surprised when I got the appointment letter saying that they have accepted me
Yeah.
as a botany and microbiology student.
When applying,
Mhm.
it's the last day, and you got accepted, you got the letter, then at least you apply to a certain university,
Mm.
an institution. So
Mm.
the others you didn't even bother applying TEF and everything.
TEF I also applied, but then with TEFLOP I never told myself to go
Yeah.
TEFLOP. Uh, of course, hearing from rumors from other students of
Yeah.
how people in TEFLOP are treating other students coming from different locations.
Yeah. So you feel
Then
like
I also got accepted in TEFLOP, and then I think in TEFLOP that's when I applied for teaching.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
okay.
think it was just a mixed up.
So
being curious to go to university.
yeah,
When you apply this side, you apply the other course. This side, you
this
apply
side.
another
But
course.
it's a nice thing,
Mm,
Sometimes I always advise people, try to balance your courses.
mm,
As much as you think you might be intelligent,
mm,
as much as you think you trust yourself,
mm.
balance the courses. You never know what happens.
Yeah,
We're not saying people should go and do course which they don't want,
yeah.
but try to find at least,
Alternatives. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
alternatives.
mm,
Balance your courses, because if you don't balance and they don't accept you, then now you have to take a gap year and
mm.
start applying again, because walk-ins these days, it's
Yeah,
very
it's very
difficult to
difficult.
do walk-ins. So if I just want to advise someone, if you are doing gap year grade 12, please start applying now. Almost most of the institutions are open, so you can start applying. And I forgot all the institutions. There are institutions which you don't need to pay for an application fee. The one which I know, I remember by head now, it's what do you call this? UJ. But the rest I will list them on the description, on the video description. I'll list them for you. You can go and check and start applying there. So the other thing, Elon, now you applied for, I forgot the name of the course that you applied, but I know you started doing biochemistry and biology.
Mhm.
Um, there was an explanation which was given to you to say that this is the pre-medicine and everything. You can know that. But when you start doing that course, how did you find it to be like?
Then in our maths and science stream in Univen,
Yeah,
first year you do the same courses as botany, zoology,
yeah,
microbiology, and biochemistry. So I was advised that I can convert during my second year
you
of
second.
study.
Okay, yeah,
Then people are talking,
yeah,
biochemistry is difficult and whatsoever. Where are you going? Why
yeah.
don't you stay with botany? But then I made up my mind that I want to go straight to biochemistry. So I transitioned from botany to
Okay,
biochemistry during my second
your
year.
second year.
My
Oh,
second
yeah.
year, yeah.
Okay. So, what does a biotechnology and biology person does when they go to a workplace? Like, how will you explain it to someone in layman's term?
Okay. Biochemistry simply deals with all life processes
Okay.
happening in living organisms. But then, as for me, I focused much on protein biology, biochemistry, wherein you have to study how proteins are manufactured by your
Yeah.
body, taking of essential proteins and whatsoever. But then when you get to your workplace, you can work as a forensic scientist and analytical chemistry. There are a lot of them. Some of them I forgot, but then it's a
It's
very
a very
big,
broad. Oh.
very broad course.
So, what do you still remember? What were the APS and the what do you call this, requirements in order for one to be able to accept at any event for that specific course?
Yeah, of course. It's a maths and science stream.
Okay.
Mathematics, you should have level 4, which
Uh-huh.
is 50% and
And
above.
above.
And then for the others, I think it's all level 4, but then you know that competition is
It's
very
very
high.
high.
You have to work very hard so that you may have maybe 3 higher levels, higher
So
than level 5 or level 6. Yeah.
yeah. So the total APS.
The total APS for the course back then was, I think it was 30.
Oh,
But
okay.
while you are on the queue,
There's
the
someone who's
APS
that.
will be just
Yeah.
increasing like that, so that
Based on the one
based
to.
on the,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So now I know that you did biotechnology and microbiology, but people know that this guy is a teacher.
Mhm.
And how did you go about? Now you complete, you graduate,
Mm.
then now you become. Why the change? Why did you move from biotechnology and going to be a teacher?
Well, in our country,
The current
having a
stage.
job
Yeah.
is very difficult. The unemployment rate is so high.
Yeah.
So I graduated back in 2018. 2019, I was trying to get a
Job.
job,
Yeah.
then got some few interviews, and then with no luck.
Yeah.
But then I got a very few interviews. Then in 2020, um, that's when I decided to myself, I want to stay at home a
Yeah.
bit, just to just think about my
Get
career.
to know.
I get to
Yeah.
know what I wanted to do. Then luckily I got called by my former school,
Yeah.
and then they wanted help, and then I went there, helped them, and then luckily 2020, that's when the Presidential Youth Initiative started.
Yeah.
And then I also got employed there as a Presidential Youth, one of the EAs or the educator assistants there.
So you, because now I know, I'm doing it also for everyone who's watching. You started being now they call them assistant teachers, but you started doing that even before it was announced. Because I remember you were assisting certain people with mathematics. So it means it was not only because now there's an assistant teacher and there's an amount which is being paid. You started doing it before it was even paid. Just assisting because you know mathematics, you did physics, so you can assist others peer to peer.
Yes, I did that. I did that. This initiative for the Presidential Youth got me there.
Yeah,
I was already in the school teaching some of the learners, but then I wasn't too much on teaching. I was just helping them with mathematics, life sciences, and physical sciences.
Oh, okay. So with the current high employment rate in South Africa, which we are going through, and all those, I feel like what do you call this? The course that you are doing, is it that it's overpopulated, or there are quite a lot of people who are doing it, or it's just that it doesn't have market in South Africa? You know, there are certain jobs which you know that this one, there are careers, but it's just that there are a lot of people who are doing it, and there are certain jobs which you know that the market for South Africa doesn't allow for this specific career. Which one do you think it is on this one?
Then for biochemistry, I think is in South Africa there are no jobs for
so few of them,
only few jobs. And then I think biochemistry is mostly considered overseas or whatever. As you know, they will say it's a big course.
Yeah.
I remember when going to one interview, they told me you have a very big course. We might not be able to pay you or something like that. I think
they love giving those excuses that we won't afford you and everything. Yeah. So it's when companies want to rob you money.
Yeah.
So now that thing, what do you call you call them what? Assistant teachers. It funds you there. Now you get employed to those ones.
Yeah.
Then now, how did you become a qualified teacher while you were on?
No, while I was there working as an assistant, and they appointed us, of course, but then they wanted each and every teacher to have a specific assistant from the assistant. So I got to assist one life sciences teacher.
Okay.
And then while I was assisting her, she would allow me to be interacting with the learners during the lesson.
Yeah.
Sometimes she would just say, don't you want to prepare a lesson because she might be not be there by that day.
Yeah.
Then I had to just prepare a lesson for her, teach the learners and so whatsoever. Then I got to be curious about teaching.
Yeah.
Then I said to myself, can't I be a teacher?
Okay.
Then I started researching on how to be a teacher while you have a biochemistry degree. So I got this PGCE course, which was certificate which they give to you so that you may be a qualified teacher, even though you never did BEd.
Oh, okay. So how long is this PGCE?
Well, for the university which I went to, it was 3 years.
Yeah.
No,
the PGCE.
Yeah, okay. They allow you to do it for 3 years.
For 3 years, okay. Yeah.
But then I decided I wanted to do it for only 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did it for 1 year.
Also, minimum.
It's
1 year. Oh, that's maximum.
That's maximum. Yeah.
Minimum. You did it in 1 year.
I did it.
So that's the minimum.
Yeah.
So minimum you did it in 1 year and you completed. I remember when you have completed PGCE, there's a certain accreditation which you need to get in order for you to be a qualified teacher. What is that one called?
The SACE certificate.
Yeah, the SACE certificate. Yeah. Then PGCE can be able to grant you. Yeah. You can be able to apply for that. Then after. Yeah, so okay. So I think it's a good initiative, and it's a good thing that people should do with the current state of high employment in South Africa, and which seems like things are not getting any better now. if you are having, I forgot to ask which qualifications do you need to have in order for you to do PGCE? Do you need to have, because there are certain courses which I know that you can't be able to do. What exactly do they check in order for you to say that you qualify to do PGCE?
Yeah, one criteria they check is that if you have teaching subjects in your degree.
So you need to have measured in
some
one
of the teaching subjects.
So let's take for,
I think it's two teaching subjects.
Okay.
Yeah. But then for me as a biochemistry student, they said if you have done biochemistry you with UNISA, if you have done biochemistry, then you can teach life sciences and natural sciences.
Okay.
They will accredit you just because you have done biochemistry course.
Oh, okay. So you did your PGCE with UNISA.
Yes.
So there are also other institutions which they would do. So it's a good initiative, and I feel like most people can do. It's not only on the science stream.
Yeah.
So let's take now you did computer science or something, just for example, and you were measuring in mathematics or something else.
Yeah.
They can credit you to say now you can do PGCE.
Yes.
If you were doing language practice, for example, you did some languages, Tsonga and everything, then you can go and do PGCE, they accredit you, then you'll be a language teacher.
Yes.
Okay. So will you advise someone to start with let's take someone who's doing grade 11. Will you advise them to go straight? Because I remember you said you applied teaching. Will you advise someone to start teaching at this moment? To start the teaching? And if you will, which module will you say that? Because after doing that PGCE, how long did it take you to get another employment? To get an employment?
No, it's only that I got lucky that I got a bursary.
Yeah.
The Funza Lushaka bursary.
Oh, okay. So you were using the Funza when you're doing PGCE. Okay. Yeah.
I think that's the luckiest thing that I got, so that I can get a job very quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's not only biochemistry which is not having jobs. Yeah. Also teaching. There are a lot of people who are having degrees in teaching, but they're still sitting at home.
Don't you think it's an issue of specialization? Let me give you an example. You know, there are certain subjects when you get them right, you feel like, I'll give you an example with you. Because your maths, physics, life science was good, you felt like, no, I can't waste my subjects and go and do teaching. Rather I go to something science.
Yeah.
Because you know your marks are good, you know. And most people there are certain people which, even if their marks are good and everything, they'll go and do teaching and specialize in mathematics, physical science and everything. If you can check the number of teachers which we have who are doing physics, life science and mathematics are very slim, which are South Africans. You'll find foreigners doing them because they want a job. Because us, we feel like, the moment I have physics, I'm going to do engineering. I'm going to do mathematics. I'm doing to do computer science.
We dream big.
We dream big. We don't want to do teaching. But there are certain people which, if maths doesn't balance and everything, you end up doing teaching but not specialization in maths. Then after you notice that, science didn't cater me well, then you come back and start doing PGCE. So that's why I'm asking, will you advise someone who have like high marks in mathematics, physical science to go and do teaching as compared to them going for a science stream?
It goes with passion. Some of the people are having passion for teaching. Even though somebody has higher marks in physical sciences, life sciences and maths, you'll find a person wanting to do teaching straight away. Yeah. So, but then what I can advise to people who have got good marks on physical sciences, life sciences and mathematics, if you have the passion for teaching, go straight to it. Go straight for it. And then those things of saying in the course your marks were good or whatsoever doesn't work. It doesn't work. You just have to go for your passion.
So there are certain people who still categorize teaching as and everything, and we're at the stage where in our country, like you get paid 0 rand for sitting at home. You at least now these days the Ramaphosa is giving us 350. So you get the 350 and sit at home. But as compared to if I've done my teaching, I can go and do teaching. And if you feel like you want to now pursue your study and do something, then you can increase while you are getting something else. At least now you have the experience to balance your lifestyle. And do you think that the money to balance lifestyle to live and then in the current state of it's there, the salary wise?
For me, I don't think it's that one, because for me, although it wasn't my passion to be a teacher, but then for me, it's not about money. It's all about being there, being a teacher, being the helping hand, looking at kids growing to be something big. Else, that's the main purpose, or that's the main goal that I want to achieve. It's not all about money. Money is not everything.
Okay. So now I know who have been to school, and you know each and every teacher has a nickname. Do you know yours?
No, not yet.
Do you have it though?
I don't know. I don't know.
So are you telling me that all these teachers, they never knew these nicknames each other?
Well, some of the nicknames they reach our ears, but then as for me,
you don't
not
know
yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't have
okay. I'm sure if one of your students are going to watch this, please comment with his nickname so that they can start knowing what his nickname is. Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to ask is how is the relationship from you know, as a young teacher, there will be all those students which are looking down at you. Some will feel motivated because there's a young teacher, and I feel like you also relate in some of the things, because you know old people who have been teachers there, now they look at these kids as like their kids, grandkids, grandkids. But for us, you still look at them as like your brothers, your sisters, and everything. So you can be able to your siblings, so you get to relate with them on the current states of the country. How is the relationship with teachers at this moment?
The relationship with my colleagues is very good, and they were so welcoming. The first day I came there, it felt like I've been there for years. And then they welcomed me, very supportive, and then they even told me, if you need anything to for us to help you with, you can come at any time. So they were very welcoming. Also with the students, they were so, I don't know if I got lucky, but that the student in the school that I'm teaching, Noblog High School, they are very respecting. Despite my height, but then they will still say, Menier. You know, when you get when you are coming to school, still when you are still in a gate, they will start saying, Menier. How are you, Menier? And then it just got me that it's not about the height. It's not about anything, but it's about the respect that they will have for you. And then it's also about what do you bring to the table. If students see that you are bringing them something good and whatsoever, they will start respecting you just because you are teaching them, giving them what they want.
Because I've noticed, like recently on social media, you'll find like there are students which like are fighting with teachers, they don't respect and everything. It feels as if teachers' lives now are in danger because of the things which are happening. But as for you, I think you are lucky, you are the lucky one and everything. So the other thing which I wanted to ask is the issue of there are people who want to pursue their studies, but they don't have funds. What are the resources which they can use to be able to pursue their studies? When you're doing PGCE, you have already mentioned that you were using Funda. While you were doing Biochemistry and Biology, we're using which
I used the NFSAS.
Okay. So then while you were using what do you call NSFAS, will it be able to fund you again for PGCE, or just because you have completed your first the first qualification, they can't continue with you, or they give you certain amount of period to say because you use 4 years and whatever?
No, with NFSAS, they only fund you for only one qualification.
Okay.
Especially if it's a 3-year qualification, they only fund you once. Even if you try and apply again, they will just tell you that we have already funded you, so we cannot fund you again.
So it's wise to say if you want to go for teaching, don't start and this and say no, I'll balance with PGC. You might not be lucky as you are and get the Funda bursary to be able to fund you. And I know Funda, if you go straight for teaching, Funda can start with you instead of using NSY. Oh, okay. I think we've covered most of the things which wanted to cater for this interview. But I just want you to share with something to the grade 12, grade 11, grade 10, someone who wants to do teaching, someone who has a qualification already and they want to go and do PGCE. How difficult is it? Like
everything.
Yeah.
Now
you can choose where you want to start.
Okay. I can say those who want to go for PGCE is a very simple course. Although you have to be dedicated also, but then it's a very simple course. You should go for it. But then please check if you are you qualify to be a PGCE student or what. Checking all the criteria, and then also consult with all the universities, because I also remember I applied with some of the universities, they rejected me, and then they told me that I didn't have the subject. But then if you
it also depends on a different university. So you don't just have to apply to one and then they reject you and they said, it means I don't qualify. You have try different institutions. You might find that on this specific institution you can qualify.
Do your research thoroughly. Because once when I got to UNISA, then I was surprised when they said only biochemistry student can apply for PGCE, or even though we do not have the subjects. It's only that I had only one subject, which was biology. So the other one was in there, but because simply I did biochemistry.
Also on university, was it called biology?
It was called biology.
Oh, because you know why? I was thinking, because now the CAPS thing, they no longer have biology. It's called life science. So I was thinking, did you do biology at high school, or you only know biology from varsity?
No, biology and life sciences, they are one and the same
thing. Just the naming, naming standard. Okay. I think I disturbed your way of thinking, but I think we're talking about the issue of what do you call UNISA accepting you while you only had biology. So the other institution, they didn't want to accept you for PGCE.
That was just only that I did biochemistry. So they will accredit me to do PGCE.
Okay.
So I think people go out there, do your research. It's very possible to be a PGCE student. But also you have to be passionate about teaching. You have to be somebody who's enjoying having children around, like that. So, but then to my grade 12, grade 11, grade 10 students, for those who want to go straight for teaching, you should go straight for it. And then if you want to just browse through other careers, you can go for other careers, also knowing that you have a PGCE certificate that you can do, but then later. But then I advise you to go straight for teaching, because being to be doing a degree first and then a PGCE, it might be time wasting, and also funds. This nowadays the funds, it might be an issue. So please go for teaching if you want to go for teaching.
No, thank you very much, Ellon. I know this is going to help quite a lot of people, because there are quite a lot of people who are sitting with qualifications and they never knew that there's PGCE which you can utilize to be able to be accredited and become a teacher. And some of them, they already have the passion. Some of them, it's just that the current state is forcing us to do something that you don't like. You'll end up being a teacher even if you don't want to. Thank you very much for tuning in. I just want to say, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also comment on the comment section below. If there's a career that you want us to go and interview, please hit us up with connecting us with people. And also, if you want to visit us, we can come to you or come to our place. But thank you very much. This one special episode that I've shot because I'm shooting straight from home in our villages. So if you see someone passing, people pushing wheelbarrows, everything at the background, don't mind, please. We are shooting straight from deep down villages in Jim Galalume. Thank you very much for tuning in.